Hey everyone, this video is for everyone who's in my Happiness Project group and my Bikini Boot Camp right now. And I'm just going to make one video and share it with both of you guys because I feel like this is a message that is relevant for everyone involved and applies to both groups. I decided to spend the morning at the beach doing some work instead of working inside on my desk because it's so gorgeous out. But I started reading this book and it's called Eat That Frog. By Brian Tracy. This is what it looks like. And I was reading a passage of it, and I've read this book before, and it never really resonated with me. It wasn't the right time in my life to be reading it. But today, it hit me full force, and I was like, I just got to share this with everyone. So I'll read it, and then we'll talk about it. But it's called The Truth About Frogs. Mark Twain once said that if the first thing you do each morning is to eat a live frog, you can go through the day with the satisfaction of knowing that that is probably the worst thing that's going to happen to you all day long. Your frog is your biggest, most important task, the one you are most likely to procrastinate on if you don't do something about it. It is also the one task that can have the greatest positive impact on your life and results at the moment. The first rule of frog eating is this: if you have to eat 2 frogs, eat the ugliest one first. This is another way of saying that if you have 2 important tasks before you, start with the biggest, hardest, and most important task first. Discipline yourself to begin immediately and then to persist until the task is complete before you go on to something else. Think of this as a test. Treat it like a personal challenge. Resist the temptation to start with the easier task. Continually remind yourself that one of the most important decisions you make each day is what you will do immediately and what you will do later if you do it at all. The second rule of frog eating is this: if you have to eat a live frog at all, it doesn't pay to sit and look at it for very long. The key to reaching high levels of performance and productivity is to develop the lifelong habit of tackling your major task first thing in the morning. You must develop the routine of eating your frog before you do anything else and without taking too much time to think about it. So immediately what I think about is working out, because when you wake up in the morning, you're like, I could either wake up and get this workout done, or I can go back to sleep for an hour. And it's a battle in my mind. I know it probably is for other people too. But if you get up and you do it before your mind even has time to think about it, then you're done by the time you realize you're even doing it. And you're like, oh, I feel great. So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is if you wake up, and some mornings, I know me personally at least, I wake up and I'm like, shit, I've got so much to do today. Like, I'm so overwhelmed. I can't do all of this in one day. I can't handle this. And I get just so overcome with anxiety and I just go back to bed. I'm like, I'm not going to deal with this right now. I'm going to go back to bed and pretend this isn't my day and pretend like I don't have this long to-do list. And I wake up an hour later and I'm totally regretting it, and I'm like, okay, well, I still have all these things to do and I just wasted an hour. And that feeling, it carries with you the whole rest of the day. It's not something that just goes away. It takes away from what you're doing at your job. Maybe it makes you have a bitchy attitude to your friends or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and nobody likes that, and you just become an annoying person who's in a bad mood all day. And it's such an easy way to avoid that. Because if you plan your day the night before, or you have a running to-do list, write things down, be organized about it. And when you wake up, you're like, okay, what's the hardest thing I've got to do today? What is the thing I'm dreading the most? Wake up, get out of bed, and just do it. And after you do that, you're going to have this sense of okay, I could take on the day now. I just did the hardest thing on my to-do list, so everything else that's coming my way today, who cares? I can handle this. And it gives you that sense of confidence and accomplishment, and it just makes you feel really proud of yourself. And it's kind of like an addiction, because once you accomplish one thing, you just want to keep going, and it makes you productive, and it gives you this positive energy, and you're smiling, and you're like, go, go, go. It's like science. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. A body at rest tends to stay at rest. So if you start moving first thing in the morning, physically, mentally, all of it, you're going to get that momentum, and it's going to build through the day, and you're going to have a kick-ass day, and people are going to be like, what is she on because I want some, sign me up. And you're going to inspire people along the way. You're going to be happy, you're going to be less stressed out, and you're going to get shit done. Like, that's the end goal, like getting stuff done here. And so I got really excited when I read that, obviously. And I sat there and I got through half this book this morning at the beach because I was like, this is literally speaking to my soul right now. Like, I am not a huge procrastinator, but the things that I'm scared to do, or the things that are out of my comfort zone, I will put off and put off and put off. Like, in my Beachbody business, in my regular full-time job business, like, I have to answer emails on a daily basis. Like, that's part of my job. And that's the part I'm the worst at, and that's the part I procrastinate, because I have a fear of rejection, and I have a fear that people are going to judge me for what I'm doing. And then I'm like, well, that's dumb, because I love what I'm doing and I'm passionate about it. And so I've started answering those emails first. And once it's out of the way, I'm not going through the day dreading answering my emails anymore, because guess what? They're already done. So I can enjoy the rest of my day. I can do things that are more productive for my business and for my body and for my soul and for my mind and just for my overall happiness. And that translates into my relationships. It translates into my relationship with my friends, with my coworkers, with my boyfriend, with my family, with literally everyone. So think about that. Let me know what you guys think. I'm trying to get the hang of this video thing. So I hope everyone's having a great day. And if you have a chance, pick a copy of that book. You won't regret it. It's life-changing. It literally applies to any and every area of your life. Well-being, mental health, fitness, all of it. All right, guys. Thanks.